Welcome to the Voiceless podcast. We're here for another episode. I'm your host, Meech. And when you know we're talking about wrestling, we got the co-host who is down in Atlanta. Say what's up to the people.
Atlanta's monster from down under, the one, the only superstar wonder, John Wiley. What's going on, everybody?
Yes, sir. And today we're going to talk all about wrestling, talking about some legendary wrestlers who we want to bring back into the WWE. But before we get down to that, we're going to start off with a couple trending topics. So recently, the WWE has made a new United States Championship belt. Tell me your thoughts about the design of the championship belt.
I like it. It's a good update to the belt. I like how they incorporated the eagle to be in that little centerpiece right there. I also like how they put the little WWE emblem on the side. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. It makes the title feel a little bit more prestigious. And on top of that, I like how it's gone beyond just the plate with the logo. I mean, not a logo, with a pattern on it. It's now got a little bit more hardware on it. So I think this is a really good update and it makes the title a little bit more cooler. I just hope they can elevate this belt to make it feel more important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's going to depend on the wrestlers and the matches and the rivalries and everything like that. As far as the belt goes in the design, for me, I like the design. I don't have no problem with it. Of course, it's not the John Cena US spinner belt, the classic spinner belt. It's not that, but it's a solid United States Championship belt, and I felt like it was definitely needed for a change, because that old design was definitely it was past its time. But yeah, I definitely like this design. It's not dusty. Too bad. It was definitely getting dusty. But since we're talking about championship belts, I wanted to get your thoughts on, do you like the current designs of the rest of the championship belts, meaning specifically the WWE Championship belt and the Universal Championship belt?
No, I think those were some of the worst belt designs. Granted, I can understand that the WWE belt just looked like that. I'd have been cool with it. But the World Heavyweight Championship belt did not need to change. It looked fine the way it was.
Definitely.
That's a timeless thing they had going. It's hard to mess it up, and it's hard when you strike gold like that to let it go.
Are you talking about the World Heavyweight Championship that was like brought from WCW, like the gold one?
Yeah. That one was dope. It was way better than the WWE Championship. Oh man, back in those. Remember, it was like a big oval back with the WWE belt. Ugh, that belt was kind of ugly. That's why I wish. That's why what I liked about it, though, is because it kept the brands distinguished and different. That's what I liked about those belts. And they both had their different prestiges. Granted, you had the spinner belt. I'm not the biggest fan of the spinner belt, but hey, it made it felt different. I kind of liked it. And what's it called? And then you had the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship back on SmackDown. I like those two belts. But I understand as the changing of the eras go, you got to change things up. But I would have liked for the belts to look different. Well, on two different shows, there shouldn't be a color difference for the belts.
That's definitely true. Like, and then it's just basic. It's the WWE logo pretty much. It's like the regular WWE little sign, and it's like, come on now, that's too basic. And then, like you said, replacing the World Heavyweight Championship that came from WCW, and then we can even skip forward to when it was on SmackDown. Batista held that belt. Like, come on, like that belt was too classic. They need to bring that back, but and I don't see it coming. I don't see it coming back anytime soon or anything like that. But as far as this United States Championship go, I'm not against it. It's a better design than what the past United States Championship was that just got replaced. Definitely. But I got another trending topic I want to move to. Recently, I seen on Instagram when I was scrolling through, I believe, Bleachers Report Wrestling, and I seen Dame Dollar. For all those that don't know who Dame Dollar is, that is Damian Lillard, but that is his rap name, Dame Dollar. He had recently gave his WWE Mount Rushmore, and his Mount Rushmore included Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and The Undertaker. Tell me what you think about this list of Mount Rushmore from Dame Dollar.
That is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You have pretty much the guys who just, ruled, but I would have thrown in. I don't know. Actually, that's all pretty good because these are the guys who pretty much were the wrestling world from the 70s all the way up to like the 2000s. So I can't argue with that, really. Who would you want to be on there though? Because that's pretty much everybody.
The only one, first off, I have nothing against the list. Like, it's a really good list. A lot of those are in my list. A lot of those wrestlers that he named, but one wrestler he's missing. One wrestler.
Andre the Giant?
No, not Andre. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, was not in his list.
The Golden Boy.
Shawn Michaels, possibly the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time, possibly, right? But I guess that's a debate for another day. But Shawn Michaels was not on the list. Now, of course, Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart. If I had to take one out, and we're actually debating this one later today, I would have took out Bret Hart out of his list and replaced him with Shawn Michaels. I'm sorry, Bret. I would have had to done it. I'm sorry.
Dang, it's like that. You drinking over there, D? You okay?
We're gonna debate later on. That's already my first shot towards you in this debate already. That we're gonna debate at the end of the show between Triple H and Bret Hart, who had the better career.
I see how it is. All right.
But I have no problem with his list. His list is actually a really great list, and a lot of those wrestlers are on my list. But let us move on to the main topic. The main topic for this week's show is, if there is one legend, possibly two, that you could bring back in this time of wrestling, who would they be?
If I were to pick one, I'd probably pick two, though, due to the fact I can't choose. But I would most likely pick, Shawn Michaels, due to the fact that we need like a pretty much just an overall superstar and a great worker that's both in and out the ring. And that's the person I like. And if you look through Shawn Michaels' career, he was pretty much a rock star, man. He like in and out. Whether it had been back when he was on his scumbag days or back when he became his Jesus days, it's like the dude is just solid 100%. And he can put on a good match with a lot of people. He has one of my favorite matches out there, which is Shawn Michaels versus Shelton Benjamin on a regular Monday Night Raw taping, of all things. And on top of that, the dude is just a superstar, man.
Really
and on top, it's crazy. As you get into a rivalry with Shawn Michaels, you get elevated. It's not the other way around. Whether you beat him or not, you're going somewhere. And that's what I like about him. If I were to bring another wrestler back, right, just to have another just dude out there, I would love to have a modern day Ric Flair, because he would be talking that mess to everybody and probably getting some of the best crossovers we'll ever see. Because you couldn't keep his mouth shut for nothing. Can you imagine it though? A modern day Ric Flair talking mess to Conor McGregor. A modern day Ric Flair talking that mess to Donald Trump. Could you imagine that?
It would be amazing. That's why I think we talked a little bit about this on a different podcast. I was like, could there even be a modern day Ric Flair? I thought Bobby Roode was possibly because he looked like he was the modern day Ric Flair, if anything. Like, he had the design, he had the glorious and all that type of stuff. This is obviously when he was Bobby Roode on NXT and then became Robert Roode, but I thought he was possibly the one, but it seemed like the WWE kind of just like, as soon as he got moved, forgot about him. As soon as they moved him up to the main roster, just stopped giving him a push. Teamed him up with Dolph Ziggler. I don't know how that happened, but
no. Remember they teamed him up with that one dude from America Alpha. God dang, they just really forgot about him. Oh man,
they forgot about the modern day Ric Flair. That's who he reminded me of. Like, that's exactly who his inspiration was. He came out with the robe. He took in all the glory. It was glorious. His song, everybody on NXT, all the fans were singing to his song, and then they just moved him up and was like, that's the end of that. Like, I don't know what happened with that. I actually thought he was going to be really dope on the main roster too. But you said Shawn Michaels and you said a modern day Ric Flair. Yeah. So if it was for me, if I had to bring one legend back, I kind of thought more so about the current climate. Right now, I think the current climate of the WWE and for wrestling in general is missing that mega superstar that takes wrestling and puts wrestling in the eyes of not just the fans that's always been fans, right? It actually puts it in the eyes of everybody. And I was thinking of one person that does that. And there's only one person that can take this climate of WWE and take it to the old days and also put on a platform for all the modern day wrestlers and give them a chance to shine. And that person is no other than the one and only, the people's champ, The Rock. To me, and the reason why I thought, I was thinking about people that actually still like are in shape. The reason why I didn't choose Shawn Michaels, not that Shawn Michaels is not in shape, it's just Shawn Michaels don't got that look anymore. Like he got the bald head and everything, and I'm like, I don't know, bringing that Shawn Michaels back, even though I think he's a great wrestler still, I'm like, he just is not gonna have the same feel. The Rock still looks super young. The Rock actually is more muscular than he was when he was in the WWE, and he's actually, what is he? He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now. So that means that literally his charisma has transferred from in wrestling, in cutting promos, to acting as well. And The Rock can literally provide a platform for all these young wrestlers to help them become better at creating promos and with just giving them a platform to showcase what they can do right now. And The Rock pushes the envelope. So I was like, The Rock will be the perfect person to bring in this climate back. Just bring him full time. If he was able to come back full time for 1 year, I guarantee you he would change the landscape of wrestling.
I'm done with the idea. I hope he actually wrestles. I'm not like with this entire like Edge situation where, does a couple things here and there. Like I actually wanted to see him like every week in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm more so thinking about. Like if they was to come back, they'll have to come back for like full time.
Yeah. Don't make it like a Brock Lesnar situation where he only shows up for a couple of pay-per-views this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if I had another one though too, if I could bring back one of the Hall of Famers and one that passed away, rest in peace, I will bring back Eddie Guerrero, because to me, Eddie Guerrero he got to accomplish everything in the business, but if he was here just a few more years, I felt like he had a lot more to still do, and a lot more wrestlers he could have inspired, like a lot more wrestlers that are Latino, or a lot more wrestlers that, even though I believe he already inspired a lot of them, I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just me being a fan of Eddie Guerrero, but I feel like we didn't get enough of Eddie Guerrero yet. We didn't get enough of him in his prime yet. And
he was gone too soon, and Eddie was a really hard worker.
Exactly.
Obsessively hardworking. So, it's really crazy, man.
I think Vince McMahon even called him the Mexican Shawn Michaels. And I'm like, that's kind of accurate. In a way, like, if you had to really measure them against each other, that's actually a good debate. Shawn Michaels versus Eddie Guerrero. But that's a pretty good debate for another podcast, though. But yeah, I'll bring back The Rock, and I'll bring back Eddie Guerrero, because I think Eddie Guerrero had a lot more that he was going to do, and a lot more entertaining matches he was going to put on. But that being said, do you have any female legends you would bring back? And who would it be?
It's kind of a rough one. Because there are a lot of it's like female wrestling has made such a great leap especially in the WWE. So it's just like, man, if I wanted this wrestler back, I'd just be getting an inferior product. Because I wouldn't want Trish Stratus, because I technically have a better version of Trish Stratus out there walking around, and her name is, and her name is Alexa Bliss, just a way better, way more athletic version of her. And if I were to get another one, I would probably want Beth Phoenix to come back. I would love her, or if not, I would like a younger version of her to come back, because I am a big fan of like the strong woman or the strong man archetype of a wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or if not, I would like for an even more athletic version of Lita, due to the fact that Lita was wrestled like a luchador pretty much. So I would really like that for her to come back, or something like that in that nature.
Well, first off, you said a lot there, and I gotta break down what you first said. Did you just tell me and tell everybody listening that Alexa Bliss is the more athletic version of Trish Stratus?
Yeah, because she does more. A lot more.
Oh my gosh. Are you drinking over there? Downtown Atlanta?
Man.
What's going on? Wait a second. You took the legend I wanted to bring back. I actually have two. Trish Stratus is definitely my number one I would want to bring back because I don't think there's anybody that's like Trish Stratus, even though I could see the comparison like Alexa Bliss. But to me, if Trish Stratus was to come back, even the Trish Stratus as of now, I feel like she would still put on some more legendary matches. I feel like we still got to see the Sasha Banks versus Trish Stratus match. We haven't got to see that.
You want to watch that? I mean, all right.
I definitely want to see that. I think that would be a classic match to me. And my second female legend, I would want to bring, and this is another one that passed away, rest in peace. I will bring back Chyna. I will bring back Chyna because to me, Chyna, she was a women wrestler during a time where women wrestling wasn't what it is today, but she still was able to dominate men. Like she became, didn't she become like European champion or Intercontinental champion or something like that? I think putting her in women's wrestling today, it would just, people would go crazy. You know how many people would want to possibly see Ronda Rousey versus Chyna, or Chyna versus Charlotte, or Chyna versus Sasha Banks, Chyna versus what's her name? Go ahead.
Give me what I want. Chyna versus Shayna Baszler, or Chyna versus Beth Phoenix. That's what I want.
Or Rhea Ripley. I think.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley tall. How tall is she?
I don't even know how tall Rhea Ripley is, but I think it would just be, she'll put on so many great matches. It would just take women wrestling even to a whole nother level. And it would be amazing to see.
Well, I disappointed myself. She's only 5'9".
She look a lot bigger on TV though, a lot taller.
She's 5'9" and 137 pounds. She's a lot smaller than I thought she was.
Yeah, she is a lot smaller. I did not expect that either. But that being said, you will bring back a modern day Ric Flair, a modern day Shawn Michaels. You even talked about Alita. I think Alita would be dope. Another Alita, or, I mentioned The Rock, Eddie Guerrero, Trish Stratus, and Chyna. So let us move on to the last topic, but the last topic is what happened to wrestling games, man? What happened to wrestling games, and how can they fix them, or how can we fix them?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. They got sued, and THQ ran out of business, so they stopped making fun games. So they gave it 2K, and then they made Wrestling Simulator. That ain't fun. I'll tell you what. Exactly what happened. Then they took all the good game modes, like GM mode.
Man,
they got rid of it. Like, God. Then they got rid of Story Mode Creator, where you can literally make an actual scene happen. They got rid of that. Man. And then on top of that, they got rid of Creative Special Move, Creative Submission. Oh my gosh. The only things that they have kept is Creative Entrance. And even then, that's gimmick. Because you know why? You can't even put your own music in there no more.
Mm-hmm.
and then don't get me started on the custom creations. Remember back in Raw 2, because THQ had the rights to other games, they were able to put stuff in there like the Incredible Hulk body type or Goku's hairstyle. Like they got a lot of stuff. This a lot of fun is just not in wrestling games no more, man. They just took it out.
You brought up Raw 2. That's a classic. You know how many people I used to create? I created back then on Raw 2. I created my whole family on Raw 2. Literally. And like that is a classic game. And you mentioned a few things that they took out that I had in my list. GM mode is the number one. Oh man, come on. How do you take out GM mode? And then not only that, just the way they create, just the way the game functions now, they're not similar to one of the greatest wrestling games of all time, which is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, just the way the storyline was set up, the way they actually wrestled. Like you mentioned, THQ being the creators. They went downhill. After THQ is not like the ones that make it no more, it's like, come on. I don't know.
No, they got sued by Vince McMahon, and then they also went bankrupt. Now they're THQ Nordic, but they're not the same THQ before, because they made the SpongeBob game you like, Battle for Bikini Bottom. They used to make a lot of games that people like, and I think the biggest thing about THQ is they put fun first. Their games was fun. I'm a fan of their games. They made Saints Row.
They made Saints Row?
They made yeah.
The first one, or which one did they make?
They made, what's it called? They made all the Saints Rows.
Oh, all the Saints Row. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was like, does THQ still make games right now?
Well, after they went down under, they became THQ Nordic, which is just the company revived but a smaller team. So they only work on one game at a time. And so far, they want to work on a game that I don't think is doing that well, which is called Darksiders, and it plays like Zelda meets God of War.
Okay. Yeah, see, I have no idea what that is.
It's a cool game. I think you've seen me playing it one time.
Yeah. But in terms of like the wrestling games, I feel like is there even going to be a wrestling game this year? Like, I do not want 2K to make it. I do.
There is, but you're not gonna like it.
What is it, or who's making it?
It's gonna be like a very cartoony backyard wrestling WWE game.
Oh no, I heard about that. I definitely heard about that, but I didn't think that was gonna replace like the normal wrestling games that we get every year. I thought that was just gonna be like a side wrestling game that they're just making for, like, I guess, little kids. That better not be the replacement. That better not be the replacement. Oh man, this is how far we have come, but we still haven't come far enough. What is going on?
Well, supposedly there's going to be a 2K21, but it's been canceled as of May 21st.
It needs to be canceled. Definitely needs to be canceled. I do not want to see 2K making it. But if 2K is the only one that can make it, then 2K, if you're listening right now, bring back GM mode. But this time, replace ECW with NXT. And then we can go from there. We can be kind of cool with each other. Bring back GM mode, though. I don't know why y'all took that away. It's literally the worst decision y'all could have made. Or not just y'all, but the people that took it away in the beginning. The worst thing they could have done. But that being said, let us go to the last topic, which is the last and best topic to me, because I've been ready for this. I'm always ready for a good old debate. And this debate is, who had the better career? Bret the Hitman Hart or the King of Kings, the cerebral assassin, the Game, Triple H?
Don't get me started, because there are a lot more memorable Bret Hart moments out there than Triple H. Because all we can really say is, hey man, do you even remember the time Triple H was on SmackDown? Do you? And I mean through 2009. Do you, D? Do you?
Didn't he have the spinner belt? Didn't he have the spinner championship or something like that?
Yeah, you did.
I think I kind of remember that because like he came back from an injury or something like that.
But that's what I'm getting at, though. It wasn't memorable. He didn't do anything.
Okay.
And then he did all that build up just to lose to Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It's kind of crazy how that circle of belts happened. It goes from Randy to Triple to John. God dang, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then to get back on track, though, my thing about Triple H is though he has a longer career, but there's a lot of just moments where nothing really happens. And if not, it feels like they gave him the belt because there was no one else to give it to, or this is how the cerebral assassin gets his way. And he has the belt just cause. And I remember Triple H's reign of terror. He was supposedly that belt was supposed to go to what's his name? Booker T.
Okay.
But it went to Triple H. Still, they let the bad guy racist at the time, win at WrestleMania, which was crazy. And then on top of that, though, as we continue down the storyline, Triple H's matches, it seems like Triple H is only good when he's the side piece in the situation.
Side piece, okay.
Because that's how I feel about it. And then, if you look at it, let's look at Evolution. It was really more the shenanigans of Ric Flair, and then Triple H has to have something to say about the situation, then they get into it. And then everybody has to piece up everything. And then you see the true stars of Evolution, which was Randy Orton and Batista. And then if we skip forward and we look at the DX situation, well, guess what? Shawn Michaels was really the show. And then on top of that, let's look at it again. Even in Triple H's own retirement matches against The Undertaker, why is Shawn Michaels here? Why does Shawn Michaels have to be a factor in this man's match? Jesus Christ. Triple H is just, like I said, he's just a side piece, man. If you look at Bret Hart, literally the keys were given to him, and Bret Hart was pretty much wrestling prestige at that point. He has had matches with people who cannot wrestle. He's had matches where he had to literally carry drunk people through a match. British Bulldog. He's had matches to where they were so good that they can't help but to put them on and make them wrestle in history. In fact, I'll tell you it like this. People had to fight to give him the belt due to the fact that he was the chosen one. He was that dope. In fact, he was almost the thing that killed the WWE because he got injured. And he got injured by Goldberg. But let's just look at it like this. If he didn't get injured, WCW might be around still.
Okay.
And the biggest thing about Bret Hart is Bret Hart was also one of those guys that were good in the ring. He had signature moves. He was actually dope at submissions. So good, in fact, he was telling The Rock how to do the sharpshooter correctly. That's how good he was. That's one of The Rock's specialty moves. Crazy. And on top of that, if you look through his history, though, he's had matches with legends in and out the business, like Hulk Hogan. He's had matches with, God, I forgot his name, actually. He was a big sumo wrestler that was actually Samoan. I forgot his name. Dang.
You talking about, what's his name? Yokozuna?
Yeah, he's actually Samoan, actually. Okay, but yeah, he had matches against Yokozuna.
But that's his name.
He went to he's had legendary rivalries with Shawn Michaels. He had the Hart Foundation. The dude has a really good storied career, and then if you look at him, he has the Hart family dungeon where they wrestle in there. That's way better than Paul Levesque coming from the suburbs, just wanting to wrestle. Yeah, I dropped his government name. I did that.
My question is, are you finished? Because I'm about to break down everything you just said.
Okay, I'm going to throw in one more thing. If he wasn't married to Stephanie McMahon, do you think Triple H would still be around?
I think so. But you bringing up the marriage is already... See, you look at this. I'm about to tear down everything you just said, because at the end of the day, think about this. Who career would you rather have? If you come from having nothing to do with wrestling, right? You didn't have a family that grew up in wrestling like Bret the Hitman Hart. You didn't have a family in there. You had to pursue wrestling on your own. You had a dream and you had to go after that dream. And then let me tell you this, you go after that dream and then you become one of the biggest superstars of all time. And then not only that, you marry the owner's daughter. And then not only that, you become a leader of the company, that you're actually helping young wrestlers become who they are, the next big superstars of tomorrow. He runs NXT. Tell me that is not the American dream. Tell me that is not the American dream. And Bret Hart, though he's a legend, though he's one of the greatest of all time, I can't take nothing away from Bret Hart. But that being said, Bret Hart's career ended very sadly. I'm sorry, we got to admit it. And maybe a podcast we got to break down for a different episode, the Montreal screw job. And that would be a very good podcast to kind of break down and see whose side would you on. Were you on Vince McMahon's side or on Bret Hart's side? But that's a whole nother story for another day. Bret Hart's career came to an ending that was beyond, or not the way he wanted it to end. Triple H is still helping run the company. He went from a wrestler to being in the front office. Tell me, is that not the American dream or the dream you would want to have with the company you're pursuing after? And then to marry the daughter, the owner's daughter? Come on now. And then we could talk about the stables. You mentioned Evolution, but who was the leader of Evolution? It was Triple H. You mentioned DX. Shawn Michaels was the leader. But then Shawn Michaels had to retire. Who took the leadership role? It was Triple H. Oh, no. Then you talk about Triple H. Who did he help put on? Who did he help put on? Batista, Randy Orton, two of the best wrestlers from this past generation. Like, come on now. Who helped put them on? That was Triple H. Triple H did that. He used his fame to put on the young talent.
Well, Triple did blanket for Jeff Hardy.
14-time champion.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you ever look up the backstage stuff, Triple H did he caped for Jeff Hardy back in the day.
What does that mean? You mean what?
Well, like literally, he was influencing stuff, so Jeff Hardy would be in a better position.
Okay, see, look at it. Now you starting to see the light. Now you starting to see the light. No wonder why he's taking care of the young talent.
Not really, because guess what Bret Hart did? What? He put Benoit on, but guess who else he put on? Stone Cold Steve Austin in a very risky match.
I can't argue that. He definitely helped put Stone Cold and give him that push and put him on, but come on now. Let's talk about the rivalries. Triple H had some of the greatest iconic back-breaking matches with Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. We could talk about the Rock rivalries. We could talk about his rivalry with The Undertaker that you mentioned that did have something to do with Shawn Michaels, but it's because this all was a story that was tied together. Triple H is Shawn Michaels' best friend. Undertaker retired Shawn Michaels. Triple H had to defend Shawn Michaels' honor because Shawn Michaels couldn't wrestle anymore. And Triple H continued that story. Or let's think about this. How about Triple H in China? How about Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the Outlaws? It's so much I can say. What about Stephanie McMahon? Wait. Wait, what?
Did you really bring up them two clowns, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn? You mean them dudes who only lasted like 2 weeks in the WWE? I'm joking, that 2 years. Did you really bring them clowns up like that? Did you really? I think the only thing special about Road Dogg is he knew how to spell his name correctly. That was the only thing. And then let's not forget X-Pac, which is X-Pac. No one knows what the heck X-Pac ever did. Let's not even bring that up like that was even significant at the least. We had two very interchangeable parts, man.
Can we talk about his entrance, though? How many people you know would would do the same thing Triple H do. Put the water in the mouth and then spit it out. Come on now. That's Triple H.
Hold on, are you really defending that? Because I know if he spit on you, you be throwing the hands. Let's just not defend that at all.
But it's not about if he spit on me. It's about how many he influenced to do the same exact thing. To put the water in their mouth, to wait till the beat drop, and then they spit out the water. It's Triple H. Come on now, the DX. Come on now.
I mean, no, because I'm going to be like this, man. At least with Bret Hart, he had the swag. Walking out there with the purple shades on, man. God dang. You know why? Because he has a better action figure. A Simpsons action figure at that.
How about the sledgehammer that Triple H made famous?
Oh, you mean the one he never gets to use? Oh, yeah.
The sledgehammer.
Let's get that out the way real quick. Every time he has to hit somebody with sledgehammer, his hand has to be in the way first. Come on.
The man is called the King of Kings.
He's not really. Let's look at it like this. Triple H wants to be the best, but he can never be the best. He's actually like this. He's actually, in my opinion, the people's chump. Because guess what? Every time he wants to be the best, he has to go beat on someone or have to influence a way to get to where he wants to be. And every time he wants to go face the best, he always loses. Every single time.
14-time champion, and I could tell you this, he started off as a wrestler, but he's now the executive vice president. Tell me that is not the American dream. Tell me that is not the career you would want. Or do you want your career to end the way it ended for Bret Hart? And hey, it's sad. I'm sorry, Bret. I'm sorry. It's very sad that it ended that way. But Triple H's career is still continuing on as we speak. He can come back and wrestle at any time he wants.
That is true. That is true. But let's look at it like this. Every time I notice Triple H does get a title match, somebody has to interfere or he has to get a goon of people, like literally some goons, just to go gank somebody and win the belt. This happens more often than not. It happened to The Rock. It happened to Shawn Michaels. It happened to, what's it called? It happened to even Orton, actually, as I think about it. It happened to even Benoit. It happens to any time like Triple H wants a belt, he has to get like a legion of goons to go after somebody to go get that belt. Mm-hmm. And then those are his pretty much his wall right there. Mm-hmm. And then what happens? They turn on him every single time. It even happened against the three-way match where Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and John Cena. Guess what was the first move? Shawn Michaels sweet chin and Triple H. First thing that happened. Mm-hmm. Or let's bring up the time that Batista wanted the belt and went directly after him. Or let's bring up the time
he put on Batista. That's why he put on Batista.
No. Okay. But then let's look at it like this. What about that time Shawn Michaels came back to WWE and then got the belt? What happened? Triple H and his goons ganked him again.
Because he was the best heel in the company at the time. That's what he's supposed to do. WWE needs more heels right now. The best heel in the company.
He was the best heel in the company.
Yep.
When Stone Cold was walking around and Brock Lesnar was just getting started.
Stone Cold was not a good heel. Nobody wanted to boo Stone Cold. Nobody. That was one of the worst switches ever.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But I'll say this: Jericho was a way better heel in my opinion. Oh
no! Oh my goodness! Chris Jericho's great. He is not Triple H. He is not Triple H at all.
You're right. He's better than Triple H.
Oh, no, okay. This debate will never end, but I want to just say this. Shout out to both of them. They both legends to me. Shout out to Bret Hart, nothing but love, and shout out to Triple H. But that being said, Triple H is better. No, I'm just saying.
This man.
No, but that being said, let us know in the comment section. Let us know who do you think won that debate, and tell us who do you agree with. Tell us who had the better career, Triple H or Bret Hart. Let us know.
All I want to say is the pedigree is the wackest finisher I've ever seen in my life. Continue.
Oh my goodness. Triple H put on some phenomenal matches. The pedigree is classic. But that being said, we done went through all the topics for this week. We probably got to do another debate next week. I feel like I don't know. We gotta choose something that we probably both don't agree with. It gotta be something. It gotta be who would be another good choice for a good debate.
Okay, then I'll hit you with some fire real quick. Right. So, who had the better career? Right. Stone Cold Steve Austin or Hulk Hogan?
Okay, but are we gonna agree on that? I feel like we're gonna agree.
If not, I was gonna say, Austin versus The Rock. That's always another one we can always pick. That's gonna be debated for the end of times.
Oh no, we definitely could debate on that one. I don't know which one you would choose, but you told me for the Austin and Hogan one, you're gonna choose Hogan?
No, I thought you were pick Hogan. To be honest with you,
yeah, we can't disagree on that one. I would choose Austin. I grew up an Austin fan, though. I mean, it is a good argument to make, but there's no way I'm choosing Hogan over Austin, though.
You know, what actually be a better argument would be like Ric Flair versus Austin.
Or Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan.
Okay, that's way better, actually.
Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan. Now, that's a good one, because I don't know which one you would choose at all, actually. At all.
I already know who I picked, but yeah, I just wouldn't tell you.
Oh yeah, don't tell me, because then we got debated. But hopefully we disagree. But but that being said, you got any closing words for the people?
Practice safe distancing from people. Even though they let us all out for, because of the corona has kind of went down, I still say we should practice these things until this virus is completely eradicated.
Exactly.
And have some fun.
Yeah. And my last words for y'all is, let me know that I won the debate. I know Triple H is better than Bret Hart and had a better career than Bret Hart.
God.
That being said, you cannot have become a wrestler and just start off as a wrestler and then become executive vice president and then not have a better career. Come on now.
He snaked his way into the situation. Come on, man.
He's the king of kings.
It's all about the game and how you play it. He played the game and won.
And that's what I want to end it with. Everybody, it's all about the game and how you play it. And we are the Voiceless Podcast, and we'll never be silent. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching. Remember that it's all about the game and how you play it.
I can't believe this, man. I really can't.